blockers look silly up there, and these blockers are not silly. These are the best in the world, but Sweden is another level. But Poland playing their best volleyball here. Sweden in the teal tops. There's the service pressure. David is going to try and get this ball, not going to get it. And so Travis, foreshadowing here for you on the service pressure, the ace to start off.
And that's what they need. And Łosiak, even if he misses a couple, he's got to stay aggressive at the service line. So he has that pacey serve. Now he also has this little hybrid where it's a top spin toss and he takes it out.
Whew. More pace on that serve. What a swing from Hellvig, a little bit off the net, paints it to the sideline.
But Poland made their life difficult. Right? There's no option available, no jump set available. And Hellvig's got to hit a ball pretty far off the net. Poland, that's an opportunity for Poland.
That serve dropping quickly on Bryl. Bryl trying to go aggressive to the angle. And Jonathan Hellvig, one of the best blockers that we have in the world, using his height to maximum capacity.
It's been fun to watch the Beach Pro Tour shift from going taller, taller, taller to blockers like Hellvig kind of coming in vogue right now. 6'3", jumpy, and just super fundamental.
And some space down the line for Bryl. And it's a perk when you have a shorter blocker. If you're going to be shorter, you better jump, because you can't be short and not jump out here.
Tough combo.
It's a tough combo.
It's a tough combo.
2-2. Start of this men's semis. Jump set. Łosiak there early in the line. Łosiak in transition, and Łosiak unloading on that one, catching the cap as well.
I was about to say, nobody's better at the hat catch than Łosiak, because no one has more reps at it. This dude has had the hat fallen off since he was a teenager playing with Piotr Kantor. Ready for the kill and the catch.
Back to Hellvig. Hellvig going high, great cover from hman. And hman, no one better at wrapping it back to the line from the right as a righty than David hman.
That right side wrist away from hman is spectacular. And Bryl just looks at Łosiak and just shakes his head like, don't worry about it. That's twice they've had to kill to get on the line into that angle. That's a high pressure swing.
Getting Bryl to the knees. An excellent left-handed press, good read and dive from Hellvig.
And as impressed I am with Hellvig's blocking, man, is Bartosz Łosiak a sweet setter. That is a thing of beauty to watch.
All around, a very skilled player is Bartosz Łosiak, one of our favorite players to watch. He's been doing it for a long time, tons of creativity, technically very sound. There's another soft set. And Bryl, a little bit of space between the antenna and that left hand of Hellvig, and he takes it.
What do you think Bryl's shot to swing ratio is? It's got to be 90-10.
Yeah.
He's swinging.
Lots.
He's getting up and taking a rip.
Lots of swings. And he gets served a lot of balls. Pushing hman over. Nice scoop. Łosiak working well with those feet to get back to the middle of the court. It's a thing of beauty.
And Łosiak's having one of his best tournaments to date. Statistically, his best tournament to date. Siding out 84%, hitting 57% in transition. 2 for 2 so far. And again, Poland is staying physical and aggressive. All swings right now, all big serves.
Another big serve here, Bartosz. Hellvig, good snappy there through the block. And Bryl, like he made the right move in the line.
Made the right move, and Hellvig has a little bit of that Christian Storman where he sort of messes with the timing of when he actually contacts the ball, and he sort of clips that before Bryl can fully form the move.
Gonna go back down the line, and it's a clamp for Hellvig. Counted as his third block, I think, for this match already.
50% of Sweden's points coming on Hellvig blocks, and it's just so fundamental. Yes, he jumps high, but he's just so far over the net. Perfect hands.
Similar kind of pass. Trying to chip line, full layout from hman. He's a little off the net. Nice scoop from Łosiak. Up to the net. Łosiak just dialing it in, catching the end line precision.
Wow. And right now, Bryl is not siding out well. He's been blocked 3 times, getting dug by hman. And Łosiak right now is single-handedly keeping Poland in this match.
Meanwhile, Bryl with the float serve, that one going into the net. We'll see if Łosiak decides to sprinkle in a few option passing. Bryl's passing hasn't quite given him the opportunity to. Anyhow, cross-court heater. A chance here for Poland. Oh, hman's everywhere. Making the right reads. Trying to put ball away. You better believe it. Takes a little bit off that one, cuffing it back to the line for the kill.
It's so fun to watch players like David hman and Andre Pearson just hang and hang and hang and then make their decision. They just levitate and float and hang and just collect information and then hit all the right shots.
Yeah, when you're in the air for a whole 3 seconds, you know, you have a lot of time to think, a lot of time to gather information. hman, one of the best jumpers that we have, one of the speediest players. Just 23 years young, this team from Sweden. They're going to be around for a very long time, and we're very thankful. We love watching them play. It's an absolute treat. Heavy rip from Łosiak. And that option, not an easy ball to hit, and missing by just a little bit.
Not an easy ball to hit, but for hman, he makes it look so easy, has made it look so easy for the majority of his career. So it's always a little bit surprising when he hits it out. It's a high-risk game that they play, and that's just, they'll take that mistake all day.
This high pass from David. David trying to go cross court. There's a big block from Bryl, pressing into the angle to secure a big one.
What a great sign it is for Poland that you can already be blocked 3 times in just 8 points for Sweden, and you're in the lead 9-8. That's how sound of defense Poland is playing right now, and in particular, Bartosz Łosiak. Good to see Bryl getting involved at the net and starting to even out the blocking matchup.
Yeah, relieve a little bit of that stress for his partner, and sometimes when you're not swinging or siding out at a super high clip, you can focus on some other aspects of your game, and that's maybe what Bryl is doing right now, and focusing on the blocking, and hopefully, for Poland's sake, some of that blocking, those good feelings there will turn into some of those good feelings on the court in terms of side out. But no question that Poland is playing some phenomenal volleyball, like you said, having dropped a set here in Ostrava. And with amount of blocks, it's a very tight game in this first set.
And what's funny to think is that Bryl and Łosiak have only been blocked 10 times the entire tournament, and already in just 17 points, they've been blocked 3 times. And so I wouldn't expect that trend to continue given how well they've played and how well they've avoided the block throughout the entirety of this Ostrava Elite.
There's that hybrid, little variety from Łosiak. Nice fast line just through the wickets of Bryl.
Really nice high, fast, high line from Jonathan Hellvig. You give anything too much air, Bartosz Łosiak, one of the fastest guys out there.
Nice set, tight ball, joust at the net. Slide into the pocket there from David. He's gonna chip line, Łosiak there. Little 180 pirouette and snapping it back to the angle as he's done his whole career. That didn't come off on that swing.
Łosiak did such an excellent job of hanging sort of seam pocket a little bit off angle and waiting for any imperfect shot. hman puts a little bit too much air under it, and Łosiak was able to just walk into that high line.
Option, that one a nice ricochet here for Poland. No one up for Bryl, and he puts it corner pocket. What a swing.
The discipline from Bryl on the block just gets in the face of David hman and then opens up, gives Łosiak the avenue to set that soft block. Łosiak, of course, one of the best setters in the game for the last 10 plus years, lobs it up perfect.
tough float serve. Option swing, that one's gonna drop. Bartosz Łosiak watched that one land in.
And I don't know if there's much anybody was gonna do on that one. Łosiak camping in that cross-body turn, that's Hellvig's favorite on-2 play, and he just catches the line. And that's just one of those plays where you golf clap, good job. See if you can do it again.
Yeah, I think it's important as a defender to free yourself up, knowing you're not going to dig every ball, you're not going to touch every ball. And I think that's good advice for some younger defenders out there who feel like they need to dig everything, they need to touch everything. It's literally impossible, and you're playing some phenomenal offense, especially when you get to the semifinals. Offense is going to make some great swings, some great plays. Like you said, little golf clap, move on, keep it moving. Take a look at our referees, fans. Getting a little lunch break, coming back to the stands after seeing their Czech team drop a match against Norway, as many teams have done before.
Maybe get some brewskis, get the mental health back in order.
Exactly. Plenty of pivos going around here in Czech Republic. Find the line here on Michal. Good hang and bang from Michal. Bryl sees a little space up the line.
Few are better at contacting it at the highest point of contact than Michal Bryl. Always playing up midway, upper half of the antenna.
Michal Bryl standing at 6'7". Good pass from Hellvig. Hellvig gonna poke fast. On his knees is Łosiak. Oh my goodness, he's got a cannon.
He's just so casual with how he makes these spectacular digs where he just makes that with his thumbs and wrist, and it's perfect. And then he's just such a smooth criminal out there. Gets up and just Yahtzees.
And a rare foot fault from Bartosz Łosiak. And this is interesting here because the missed serve was in the net, but he's challenging the foot fault, which was the call.
So the foot fault would have called it dead before the actual missed serve.
Yes.
And so if they win this challenge, they'll actually get to serve again. And Hellvig, I'm sure like every other fan, like, what are you challenging? You missed the serve, man.
Oh.
Foot fault.
Foot fault.
Foot fault, indeed.
So good work from our replay booth crew. And you'll see that a lot where this line does move, but that isn't always the case because sometimes the sand gets pushed up under. And if you watch Ivandro play before, you know he can move some lines, and it doesn't always mean that it is a foot fault. But the challenge turns into a de facto timeout. Kind of ices David Oman, and he misses his serve.
And just advice to any Beach Pro Tour players out there, don't challenge Ivandro foot faults. Just don't bother with it. They're 0 for the last 5 years that there's been a challenge system.
The jump bump from Oman and a scoop from Łosiak. It doesn't clip the net, though. What a dig, what a play.
And Łosiak was a little bit frustrated because Bryl didn't go for it. I thought Bryl could have had a little stab at that, too. And I think Bryl was waiting for it to come out of the net. It's a tough play for a blocker to make.
Bang, bang play. 12 stirring 14. Michal overhead. Good scoop. Chance in transition here for Sweden. The hang and cut. He's been doing that every time in transition, really waiting for defense to set up and then hitting it late.
And Aman's one of the more physical players out there. And you're right, Kyle. He's just been sort of hanging, waiting, seeing the shots, and just sort of been shooting around a little bit today.
Michal cranking. Oman there with another dig. Chance here for Poland, another turn. This set's a little bit tight. Sweden not letting anything touch the ground. And then just a little wrap back to the line. They are scrambling right now defensively.
Who do you think is more unsafe? The leads are least safe with, Norway or Sweden?
Man, I want to say Norway just because of the longevity that we've seen them and just because it feels like it's never safe. I mean, Sweden is becoming that team, though, as well. And they've been that team for a few years now.
Both Norway and Sweden were down 14-11 in their respective first sets of their semifinals, and both of them were tied at 14.
Yeah. Good chances if you're from the Nordic region, you're good at coming back from down. And if you're up against a Nordic team, it's never over. Never over. 15-14. A little bit off the net. Unbelievable catching the end line. Michal Bryl says, don't worry about it. It's a little golf clap. We'll move on.
And I love the positioning from Łosiak where he shifts into that sort of off-angle seam area, giving up the sharp, and he was in the right position to make that play. He just thought it was long, as did I, and Hellvig just finds the back line.
High set to Michal. Good scoop from hman. Chance here, transition, and getting a little underneath that one. He goes for the swing. And Michal Bryl having some words, not quite sure.
I'm not sure what he's discussing with the upper FI there. Good break for Poland as that swing from hman goes wide. That's one of the first cracks we've seen him take, and he sprays that one long.
Trickle serve, collected well. Hellvig out wide, and Łosiak there, and he's so good at digging on the run, but that swing was just too hot.
Too much heat there from Hellvig. And the interesting thing for me in this event is that Hellvig has been better in every sense than hman, and yet no one lets hman touch it. Hellvig 77% side out, hman 62, 87% in transition for Hellvig, 44 for hman.
What a high rip, Michal Bryl. Excellent move from Hellvig, just higher contact from Michal.
He's done a nice job, one, in not getting intimidated by getting blocked 3 times by Hellvig, but then going a little bit higher, a little bit higher. He knows that he has the height advantage on Hellvig. The higher you go, the more you're just going to be able to use those hands.
High pass. Deciding if he was going to jump set or option, and Michal Bryl also patiently waiting for that decision, and he scores.
The yin and yang and the contrast between these two players, where hman just tries to drill for oral with his option swings, is Hellvig just puts him in perfect spots.
Oh, that serve goes into the tape for David, and they will switch sides in a break there for Poland as we get into the business end of set number 1, our men's semifinal, 18-17, kind of what you were expected to see in this matchup. Michal Bryl gifting it right back to Sweden to tie things up.
I think Sweden's going to try one at Łosiak. So far, 0 serves received.
You'd think at some point, Coach, there you go. Right on cue. Bartosz Łosiak, one of his first swings. Unreal touch from David to keep this one alive. Another chance here, Łosiak. That one going through the block and into the crowd.
Bartosz Łosiak and Taylor Crabber in the category of their own as far as making insanely difficult touches look super casual. That little one-handed flip-up that he had on Hellvig's shot down the line, it's crazy.
Unreal. Veteran touches for Bartosz. I think Jonathan is going to get a little wipey of the sand. Maybe got some in the face after some of those rockets from Łosiak.
This is the X factor right here. The Bartosz Łosiak serving. This could give them the edge they need.
Oof. Good leave from Hellvig to let that one go, but you can't fault the aggression. It's what they're looking to do, is be aggressive with that serve. That serve had a little bit of movement and a rare error for Bartosz Łosiak.
No timeout for Poland.
Did they already use their timeout? I think they might have. Either way, set point for Sweden. Michael Bryl to stay alive, and it's a huge monster block from Jonathan Hellvig. Oh my goodness. Clutch move from Hellvig.
It is so hard to beat Sweden. This semifinal is just a replay with two different teams from the previous one, where you have Norway and Sweden. Take your pick for who you think is the actual best in the world. I know what I think. But both teams were down 14-11. Both times it was tied at 14s. Both times they come back to win 21-19. They're just so difficult to beat.
Tons of fight, tons of grit in this Swedish team, and credit to their coach, Razi, and the rest of their training staff, because they practice with pressure. They prep for these moments. We take a look at some of the numbers. 6 errors for Sweden, a bit more than Poland. 3 big blocks, though, for Hellvig, as he has been playing great, getting his hands in front of Michael Bryl. And when you have a player like Michael Bryl who swings a lot, and you have a really good blocker in Jonathan Hellvig, it's kind of a good matchup when you go and play each other.
And it's crazy to think that the 6'3" blocker is a great matchup on the 6'7" hitter who just hits and hits and hits. But that's just how good and how sound Jonathan Hellvig is at the net, where he's giving up height to virtually every single hitter he plays against, defenders included, right? Because Łosiak has the height advantage on him as well, and it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, Bartosz Łosiak listed at 6'3" as well. Hellvig maybe a bit longer, but doesn't mean you can't be a great blocker when you're a little undersized, and that's a brilliant swing, taking a little bit off of that one to get some height on it.
And I like that, taking off just a little bit of pace, not a ton, but not trying to go all out with that swing. Takes off a little bit of pace, stays high, a little high deep angle swing. That's as much of a jumbo as you're going to see from Bryl.
Oh my goodness, the sidewinder for Bartosz Łosiak. It's a good sign for Poland, continuing to find that serve.
It's funny, his first 2 serves of either set have been aces. That was his last ace of the first set. We'll see if he can continue it here in the second.
Heavy rip. Jump set, good patience from Bryl. Wow. Gets a touch on it as Łosiak on a little bit of chaos on the side of Sweden.
It's such a difficult ball just to set, period, for Hellvig, because that was a towering, spinny pass. Not only does he set it, he jump sets it perfect.
That's what these boys do in their sleep. Bartosz trying to wipey off the hands. He's going to challenge. They're going to get the call. And Hellvig not going to complain. Yep, no complaints, so you know he touched it.
And I respect Hellvig not calling his own. It's great sportsmanship when you do, but I do respect the competitors who think, you know what, let the refs do their job.
What a save there from David Hman. The lefty knuckle poke back into the court, just in a little emergency contact.
I love the dynamic athleticism that beach requires. You're moving on a surface that's constantly moving, constantly resisting you. You have to be able to use both left and right hand. Hman does it all.
And a big line swing. David just a second late to sliding into there. Bryl continuing to rip.
That shot to swing ratio doesn't change, and he's staying physical.
High spinning pass. Great dig from Łosiak. Big chance in transition. He reaches high and just goes snapping down the middle.
What a read from Łosiak to scoop up the on-2 from Hman, and then just similar to how Bryl, when he just goes for that high snap, he hangs his hand up top, watch, he just hangs it up there, finding those touches in the deep seam. Excellent work from Łosiak.
More and more players using that deep seam swing, especially on the men's side. Needs to be very effective. A little bit of hybrid. Trouble on this pass. Chesty dig. It's going to be out of reach, though. What a set from the end line from David.
Łosiak almost makes that play. They're getting Hellvig out of system, quite a bit, and that's all you can really ask for from the service line. Just get them out of system, take away their superpowers, which are jump setting and optioning.
Bryl overhead. Trying to muscle it through the block, and he cannot. That set just a little too tight. Easy pickings for Johnny Hellvig.
And I'm actually surprised that Łosiak wasn't there to cover that, because when he was playing with Piotr Kantor, they were one of the best cover teams in the world, and a lot of times they just do it on purpose, get Kantor to recycle it. And so I'm a little surprised that Łosiak wasn't ready for that cover.
Mihal's going to stay on the left, trying to sneak it down the line, and he gets rejected again. And now a quick timeout from Bartosz Łosiak.
No cover available for that one. And again, this is just another rendition of no lead is safe against Sweden and Norway. 5-2 lead, doesn't matter. 5-5 we go.
Yeah, and seeing that replay is showing you that ball a little too tight for Michal Bryl to find some work, because pretty much simultaneously after he swings, it hits the right hand of Hellvig. And that's just a good indicator that you got to give Michal Bryl a little bit of space. Let him work a little bit, because Jonathan Hellvig is a beast right now. You can't put it in his zone.
No, and he's taken over now. I think that if anybody wants to see just how good Hellvig can be at the height of his powers, go watch a replay of the Olympic gold medal match. Yeah. Where hman just got to be one of the 12,000 spectators at the base of the Eiffel Tower, as Hellvig just went ham and putting a roof on Niels Ehlers and Clemens Wickler, and that's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, he was MVPing when usually it's hman with the show. Hellvig, when it mattered most in the finals, there again, that gold medal. 23 years young, a couple gold medals around their neck. Whew, that ball is not coming back. And there's that spacing I was talking about, a little bit of room for Michal.
Nice spacing, and he has a huge window. He doesn't need it super tight, so he can hit it 4, 5, 6 feet off the net.
This ball is going to be an overpass chance for Poland. Oh my goodness gracious. Surprise, guess who? Jonathan Hellvig.
I like the choice, too, from Łosiak to try to go on two. Hasn't had many opportunities, and Hellvig just the perfect hands.
Not super high, low and pressed to get that block. Michal, kind of chip there, good cover, but it's an overpass on an easy cover ball for Poland, and Poland's starting to feel that pressure.
Maybe a little too casual
from
Łosiak, and it's hard for me to say because I love how easy he makes everything look. Maybe just a little too casual.
Down just one still. There's a really good swing. Just finding a way somehow through the block of Hellvig.
And Poland just got to stay in the fight. They got to hang in there. They got to give themselves a chance, and that's what they're doing. They were up 5-2 short. 5-2 run ties it all up at 7 apiece. But when you have Łosiak playing the way he is right now, you have yourself a chance. So just make sure you're staying in the fight, staying in striking distance, and let him go off from the service line.
Speaking of going off, that is going to catch the end line. Sweden's going to challenge this, but everyone saw that line bounce. And I'm curious, because I have to believe our referee saw the line bounce as well.
We had a good look at it, and the line was definitely moving. And there's always a chance that it was a sand splash that kicked the line a little bit. And they are going to challenge. I have this one as in.
Same here. But talking to some referees in China, if there is a ball that the referee sees hits the line and someone challenges it, they can overrule that challenge and say, hey, I saw the ball hit the line. I don't need to come off the ref stand. Obviously, here in Ostrava, we have our challenge system, so it's a little bit different. But if it was
that was my follow-up, was does that rule still apply when you have the video system?
I don't know. We'll have to ask our referees after this one.
Because this might be one of the few times where the ball mark might actually be out. But
correct.
If you go to watch the replay, the line moves quite a bit.
And we are not in the challenge booth upstairs, just above us, so we cannot see the replay. We're just going to see what you see on your end. There you see head coach Razi there, the Sweden
And you can see the line wiggle, but the ball is out. So Sand Splash moves the line. They called it in.
They called it in.
And, I can't believe it. I mean, the ball is clearly out. I can't believe that.
Just a few words between David and Bryl. Sweden not happy about it.
The crowd were getting boos.
Yeah.
In Ostrava.
Oh, I like it. So we're going to get the explanation here.
Although we cannot see clearly the ball touching the line on the video wall, the ball touched the line, so.
David, you can't see looking back to his coaching staff, perplexed.
Oh, that's so funny. What an explanation. Although you can't see it, trust me.
It hit the line. Gonna have to trust us here. Jump set, out wide. Hellvig ricocheting off the block for the kill, and Sweden right back into their side-out ways.
And it would be so easy for a young team to let that get to them. And I thought hman, to be totally honest, was just going to bring the thunder and let out a little bit of anger, but he just does the smart thing, sets his boy, puts it away.
Line to line on Bryl. Bryl taking a little bit off that approach, taking a little bit off that chop, a little bit over the line.
Expanding his offensive options a little bit. That first set, all gas, no brakes, and now we just got, we can put the car in 60 and hit cruise control. It doesn't have to be all 95-mile-an-hour fastballs.
And after a full 95-mile-an-hour first set, you may be starting to feel a little fatigue. And there's the gas that you were talking about from David Hman.
And it's funny because that's really 75% power from hman. But my goodness, does he jump.
There's a set out of the middle, right into the hands. Good play here from Hellvig to keep this one alive. Tempo out wide to Bryl, who bounced this one on the sand.
And I like the tempo mix-up as well from Poland. That's the first time we've really seen a wrinkle in the offense from Poland. And that's what Łosiak and Kantor were known for. Bryl's never really gotten super creative with it. When he was with Gregor Spijalek, it was pretty pass high, set high, just go challenge the defense. So I like that little tempo move.
Yeah, we're so accustomed to Łosiak running all over the court, different plays, but like you said, a little bit more vanilla from Bryl. And service pressure gets rewarded as Bartosz Łosiak earns the triple ace.
That's the X factor. And that is his third ace of the set, fourth of the match. And it's not going to be enough. They're going to need more of those.
Can he ramp up another one? This ball's a little bit tight. And that ball somehow clears the net. I thought that was on their own side for a second there, but that is very, very sharp from Hellvig.
That is slimy. I don't know how Hellvig worked that under the right hand of Bryl. And it doesn't look like we're going to get another look at it, but that was a little bit of magic from Hellvig there to avoid the block.
We'll go into our technical timeout here. Poland up one after having a 5-2 lead. Sweden clawed their way back, and it felt like Sweden was in control for a while, but still Poland holding on, some tough service pressure. Bryl finding some creativity in his offense to maintain the advantage, 11-10 over the young princes from Sweden.
What do you think? Going three or sweep?
Yeah, I think Sweden's gonna come back here and put the clamps on Poland, and they're gonna wrap this one up in two. If I was a 1x betting man.
The question is then, how will they do it? Because Bryl's starting to settle in a little bit offensively. Łosiak thus far has proved mostly unservable as he has all tournament.
Back to the line. That has been effective for him. When you swing as much as he does, you get some defenders on their heels.
It's smart, and I think he's going to stick with the shooty nature he's going to right now until Sweden makes him adapt. But Bryl's made the first adaptation. Now we'll see what changes Sweden makes.
Those in-game adjustments, so crucial. And speaking of crucial, swings from 10 feet is what David hman does in his sleep.
It's just such a fearless style of play that they have. That is a crazy high difficulty swing.
Little poke shot. David on the way, but it's too fast. Excellent play from Łosiak to help his partner out.
Just putting himself into the match any way he can, and so service, he's doing his job there. A little poke option from Łosiak, getting the job done. And now we'll see if he can continue bringing the heat from the service line, trying to expand this lead to 3.
Off the net, jump set, one-handed dig. Is that going to land in? It is going to go long. Good scramble there from Poland, but Sweden earned another one.
And what a pass from Jonathan Hellvig. It's not easy to pass a lot of these trickle serves where it takes a sideways bounce and he controls the point where hman can still jump set it.
Low pass here from Michal. Michal going to bring a little bit of heat. That one is going to land long. David getting another touch. Defenders are getting these great touches on these balls. He's not able to capitalize right now.
I like that low pass from Bryl. Maybe it might have been a little bit too low, but I love a good tempo pass. Super easy to set, super easy to stay in rhythm as an offensive player.
What offense will crack first? No need to play any offense there as Michal sends that one long. Is this the point that Sweden can turn a defensive play? They change it up and go to Łosiak. Chipping to the line, good run down from David. A little teardrop is collected. And a little baby line in return, and then the finger wave from Michal Bryl. You love it.
What an athletic play from Bryl to keep that alive. And then the set from Bartosz Łosiak. Watch this set. This is so difficult to make for Łosiak.
Wow.
And he puts it up perfect. And then again, another smart adjustment from Bryl, going with the shot.
Yeah, that set, like you said, diving full layout right by the net where the most errors come from when those balls are tight. And Łosiak making his way all the way back for this serve. And quickly called out from Sweden. 14 serving 15, excuse me.
This is where in the back of my mind, I just hear the whisper, no lead is safe. No lead is safe.
Are they a team from the Nordic region? No lead is safe. Oh, what a scoop. Tight ball, play at the net. That's going to go off the fingers. No. Kind of weird trajectory, huh, Drab?
I didn't have a touch on that one. We're going to get a challenge, and we're going to see. Just the fact that hman was there is wild. That cut shot from Łosiak was crazy sharp. So looking for a net touch on Michal Bryl. Bartosz Łosiak is going to have a conversation with our up ref. Not sure totally about what. But they're having a good time. No net touch.
No hand touch either. And yeah, Hellvig just kind of miscontacting that pokey. Sends it long. But a really good dig from David hman. Let's see if he can find the side out here. He's one of his first serves, and that's the challenge when you serve David. I mean, both the challenge whenever you serve either player, but the option is a little easier for Jonathan Hellvig.
And Hellvig is known for more of his cross body, and he does a nice job going a little bit less cross body going into that deep seam, because had he gone with a full turn, Łosiak would have dug it.
Łosiak sends a heater down the line, no question, as he's become the target of the service pressure of Sweden.
And that's a credit to how well Bryl has sided out in this second set, that they've had to go to Łosiak, and he's been tremendous.
Poland holding on to that 2-point lead. Abbreviated approach from Hellvig, scooping is another chance here for Sweden. And into the angle off that left hand. Bryl has been a little quiet at the net, trying to get loud late in this second.
And that is a huge left hand from Bryl, just dropping it in there. Watch this work. Right, that left hand just out of the screen, and boom, there it is. Valuable block from Bryl.
Now the lead is 3 for Poland. Excellent serve, excellent pass. Going down the line, that one is gonna miss. There's the right idea, the right swing from Hellvig.
Kyle, this lead feels safe.
Yeah, I think this lead feels a little bit safe.
19-15, and the defensive pressure put on by Poland is, I think, what's causing some of these mistakes that we're seeing from Jonathan Hellvig. And that's a credit to the serving, that's a credit to the blocking from Bryl, to the defense from Łosiak. And again, we talked about it a lot in the lead up, but this is the best we've seen from Bryl and Łosiak in 2.5 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute since they've medaled, 25 events to be exact. So the high level that we are accustomed to seeing from them has just been eluding them slightly. But with this win, if they can get the win here, they'll be guaranteed a medal in Ostrava. But they definitely have found a rhythm in this event. Like you said, undefeated in Vóley-play, haven't dropped a set against all the good teams in this elite event in Ostrava. Cool, nice camera work from our guy on the sand as he trips over the line. Hard to walk backwards in the sand.
It's a full contact sport.
Łosiak going to assume the position again from the service line where he's been a threat all match long. Excellent timeout for Sweden.
50%?
50%.
I think we're at 50% right now. This serves out of timeout.
At least, Trav. Serving that middle, keeping it on Łosiak. Łosiak off the face of Hellvig. Jump set, Michal into that right hand. Hellvig says, I don't care, I can't see, doesn't matter.
We've seen Hellvig play with one hand before.
Yes.
And he had 8 blocks doing that. He's fine without any eyesight. But in all seriousness, what a blocking performance that was from Hellvig.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Probably seeing a few stars in Ostrava. He's had worse. Ready back to the line, down just 2 now for Sweden. Łosiak a little bit out wide. You better count it. Another block for Jonathan Hellvig.
Maybe I shouldn't have called that lead safe.
Travis, commentators curse out here,
not
Poland.
when Johnny Hellvig's out here patrolling net.
Jeez Louise. Hellvig says, we're not done yet. We ain't going anywhere. Does he have another one in him? Tight ball here. Michal's going to have to just poke it over. Quick set. What a scoop from Łosiak. And somehow that sneaks through the most clutch dig of this match from Bartosz.
And I think that is a match-saving dig. I think if Hman gets that, and that's their 4th straight point, it's a tie ball game. I have a tough time seeing Sweden not winning that, but now you have 2 set points for Poland.
High pass, jump set. And a swing for the kill. Set point staved off for now for Poland. They'll have another chance here, just need the side out.
It sounds simple, right? You just need one side out. Against this team, that is a difficult task.
Sweden been ramping up the defensive pressure. Łosiak. Not yet. Jonathan Hellvig going full beast mode out here in this second set. He said, I don't want to go to 3.
My goodness, a 5-1 run, knotted at 20s.
Łosiak wants the tempo out wide. Oh my, just stop it. Hellvig, unreal, outer-worldly. He's an alien, Travis.
The twirly bird celebration. And David hman giving it up to his boy who has just brought them back into a match point in these semifinals.
Overhead, Łosiak to stay alive. It's a dig. Tight ball at the net. That snap, pokey dig. David for the set. He gets it.
And a huge, dare I say, unexpected two-set win for Sweden. Down 19-15 in the second set. They come all the way back to claim it in straight sets. And I do believe I